And littering and beating Micah's mother. Happy time, Micah. Oh, it connected again. How about them apples? How about them apples? Hey, Micah, I'm streaming.
Are you?
Just came up on my phone.
I know.
What's the matter with your stream?
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you, Micah?
Yes.
What's the matter with Kenna?
Yeah. Peanut.
Nappy Kenna. Sleepy time Kenna. Sleepy time Harry Kenna. Harry Carey. Harry Carey.
$25 altogether in parts. How much is water damage and labor on everything?
We do 85 on it since it was minor. I just had to clean a couple chips. What's up, Greg? What's up, Nathan?
Labor and everything?
Wayne, welcome.
Labor.
85 for the board cleaning.
Board cleaning. Everything?
Plus whatever parts you have to swap out.
Okay, so 85.
What's up, Mark? What's up, Jacob? What's up, Marway?
$110.
It has been a while. Welcome, Jeff. Welcome. So we've got today is an iPhone 6 that was sent in for data recovery. When we first checked it, it had a VCC main short due to the Wi-Fi cap that always is bad. We removed that cap. What's up, Yassine? Removed that cap. VCC main short went away. Tried to boot it up. Immediately got a 2 amp draw after booting. Welcome, Jacob. And after booting up, getting the 2 amp draw, we realized PMIC probably had some corrosion under it, especially based on the fact that we can see some obvious discoloration here on Cumulus, which Cumulus itself may be bad. These two caps here looked bad. This cap here looked bad. And usually if you follow the signs of water damage, you'll find corrosion. And if we look right here, this nice gray, gross looking stuff is corrosion. And if we look at the backside of, yep, having a good one. Did see the eclipse. It was pretty cool. Pretty crazy to see a full eclipse. I stared straight at it even before it started. All I could see was a black spot. But if you look at the bottom of the PMIC here, you can see all the corrosion that is right on this corner. It's all gray, ugly looking. So we definitely found our issue. So we're going to clean up the old solder. Micah, do you have the other flux tube? This one's getting hard to push. It's almost out. Down to the last little bit, like that much. Baby, come back. Have to order some more flicks. Couldn't watch it.
Who can watch it?
Wayne.
Why not?
Because he was too busy participating in trivia contests. Wayne the main brain McCain. Alright, so we're going to get this at a comfortable angle that we can work with it. We're going to go in here and clean up this old solder. Really should probably be using the larger iron here. Tweezers don't have the thermal mass that we really need. Oh, that's not it. You take that shit and you shove it. We don't like that quick chip shit around here. I was watching with my eyelids. I'm in the path totally. I figured NASA has a better camera. We survived the eclipse in Tennessee. No lizard people spotted yet. Yeah, we survived in Kentucky. The lizard people have been kept at bay. Alright, so let's load up our new tube of flux. we are going to wick these pads, Tim. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and put our nozzle on there and pull out our gross plunger. And put our plunger in. There we go. Nice new flux. Do I refrigerate my flux? No. I use it in a time frame that I don't know that refrigerating it will really do much for it. People ask if I refrigerate my solder paste, and I don't refrigerate that either. Honestly, I dry my paste out, so it'd be kind of pointless to refrigerate it to preserve the flux, considering I boil off a majority of the flux before using it. Alright, so we're almost cleaned up here. The larger tip makes easy work of this. If you have trouble with pulling pads while cleaning, part of that can be due to the fact that your iron temperature isn't high enough, or it doesn't carry enough thermal mass. If the thermal mass isn't high enough, so when you touch that pad, it can create a joint temporarily if the thermal mass isn't large enough on the iron, because the pad will wick the heat out of the iron, and as you move past it, it'll make almost a fully solidified joint as you go across it, even though it's hot. It's not hot enough to keep it liquid, and when you go over it, it'll make a solid joint for a split second, and you'll just flip that pad right off as you go over it. So if you don't have enough thermal mass, it's best to go very slowly while you're moving your solder around. If not, just get a larger tip. We use a 3mm tip. It does the job. Do you refrigerate your beer? Well, I don't drink beer, so no. Does corrosion get cleaned up with flux and soldering? Yes and no. Sometimes you actually have to physically scrape the pads. I use like a razor blade or something, just kind of knock corrosion layers off, but most of the time flux will pick up a lot of corrosion, but you need to clean it afterwards anyway. So I'm going to knock off what corrosion I can here with my handy dandy toothbrush. We'll let that dry up for a second. Okay, so we need to concentrate in the area that had the most damage. It looks pretty good after the cleaning though. What's up, Paul? Jose, how we doing? A 2-in-1 Chinese hot air station? They're okay. The irons aren't the best, but if you're talking about the cheaper ones. I'm just kind of checking the pads here to see what kind of corrosion we have. It looks fairly good. Now we need to come in and wick all this so that we have a nice clean area. It'll take the Hako tips. Yeah, most of the slip-on style ones will. They're pretty much the same design on all of them. The glue removal tool, you talking about the curved hook I've seen? This one here? That little tip? The curved hook.
Curve your hook.
The curve your hook. Yeah, those things actually work really well. You gotta be careful though, they can scrape off layers of board mask and stuff pretty quickly. Alright, so let's put down, I took a chance on Extronic 8080 and 8020, both work better than I'd hoped. That's good. What's up, Paul Daniels? Welcome, welcome. Alright, so we got our flux down. I'm going to lower my working temperature here. Since we do have leaded solder on there now, we should be able to use a lower temp to prevent any damage to the CPU. So I'm going to heat my wick up a little bit over here to the side. Got some ground pads there.
Yeah.
You were, oh wait, let me call him back on the price.
Okay, got those at the temp. Let that cool for a second. And now we need to clean the other side. Alright, there we go. Everybody's fairly clean. Pads are fairly flat. That's what we're looking for. Risky for the CPU to do what? To heat this way? No. I haven't had problems doing this. I have more problems when I try to put PMICs back on without doing a leaded reball. I think the leaded reball is the thing that is the CPU killer, or the non-leaded reball is the CPU killer when putting PMICs back on. The PMICs come with lead on them, or lead free, and I've learned my lesson. I need to always lead reball on those. Anytime I've done lead reballs, I've not had a single problem. When I try to get fancy and just throw it on there, I always seem to have issues. So I don't like messing with it if I don't have to. Alright, so PMIC area, as we can see, is clean. Looks good. And now we're going to grab our new PMIC. Where are you? Oh, there you are. I suspect these are reballed PMICs, but no big deal as long as they work. They're very clean, whoever does them, if they are reballed, which I think they are. You can see there's actually a scratch in that one there. So, but they are lead free, and we don't like lead free. So I'm gonna put down some flux. I'm gonna grab our wick. We're gonna wick this PMIC quickly. If I can get the, there we go, get the wick flat. PMIC can take quite a bit of heat, so no worries with wicking it. Let's clean up our mess, and then we'll reball this with some leaded solder. The White House was at 80% totality, and the president and his wife still stared at it. Yeah, I saw that. Not the smartest move. You need to be close to 100 if you're going to look at it. Even then, it's not suggested, but
Oh, we do. If you go out the air door and all the way, it's the last door on your right, all the way at the end of the hall.
Gotta take my pug to the vet. What's wrong with your pug?
Its eye popped out.
Its eye popped out.
Its eye popped out.
Oh no.
My dad used to have a pug, and that's what happened to it. sides popped
When
out.
can you take the tape off this screen?
Maybe it wasn't my dad's. It was someone else's. But I popped out.
Or should you want to go leave it on for...
I'm gonna just cut it so he'll leave it on for a little while.
Did you want to ask about does the screen look bad?
It's water damaged. I don't know if it necessarily looks bad or not. I mean, it's not good.
Plenty back to let you know the total on everything.
That's what I was saying.
After water damage repair
I'll see if
and
he
with
wants
the
to-
You can
battery
offer
and
it to him,
stuff,
yeah.
It's going to be 110.
60 for
Yep.
the
We can do it for 45 extra.
45.
If not, this one will be
That
fine.
would be the camera. It'd be everything but the.
It's just
but
gonna have
the-
watermarks in it.
The LCD.
It's just gonna have watermarks in it.
If you wanted an LCD, like I said, it's more of like.
How you doing, Anthony? Anthony, I
it's
tried to
more
call
of
you
a
actually just
reference.
not too long
When
ago.
did you take the
It's not
tape
too
off?
terribly bad. I mean, if you come
tomorrow.
in and decide you want to get the screen done, then it's something we can do on
Anthony,
on
one of the
spot.
phones you sent us is no bueno.
with the screen.
Negative.
I was gonna do it on stream, but
you'd have two
after
options.
inspecting
We
it,
have aftermarket
I realized
screens
it's
and
not
we have
stream
the
worthy.
original,
Let me. How much is the aftermarket on the 7 Plus again?
150.
150.
It's 150 for an aftermarket
Hey.
screen,
So
and then I'm pretty
the
sure
screen
it's
has
You doing,
water
Paul?
damage. It just
180, I
where
think,
the water
for it.
was. So he said if you wanted to do a new screen, he could do it for 45 instead of 60. But I mean, it's functional. It's just he had to. You have to leave that tape on there until
Screen done
tomorrow.
as well?
You can take it
Okay.
off
All right.
tomorrow because it's just going to hold that
No
back
problem.
together where the
All right,
water
bye.
like kind of popped it apart. So, but if you want a new screen, he said he could do it for 45 today. But it's 65 for the water damage. But it's been doing little
Yeah.
off somebody called, so it was working.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to get to it all day. A lot of people been needing.
Mm-hmm. They blowing you up, that's for sure. As soon as I turn it on.
Turn it off. And then it was ringing, texting.
I just been somebody in the car. Like I got one between messages before I get where I want to go.
I turned it right back off as soon as it got signal because it just kept dinging.
Appreciate it.
That's
That's
no problem.
the only place I come to get my phone fixed.
We appreciate your business.
Like 2 or 3 names though, because I'll be at work trying to get it fixed. So I be having my girl drop it off.
I think I have most of the things. I think I have.
Maybe you'll see your face right here. She usually does too.
Yeah, I'm here more now than I used to be here a lot, and then we got Micah, so I slacked off. Thank you. You
have a good one.
day.
Let's see, Anthony. Yeah, the 6 Plus. So, Anthony, what all did you all look at the 6 Plus much or no? Because the 6 Plus has some serious problems.
It's unrepairable.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be a data recovery if they want anything of it. Other than that, it's pretty much a lost cause.
Did you tell him why?
I'm going to tell him why as soon as he tells me if they looked at it or not.
Oh.
You should have noticed it before you sent it in.
Need some advice. Did touch I see a reball Mason? Now I've got no image, no backlight. Nathan, undo what you did and see if you get image. Take Mason back off. Is it a 6 or 6 Plus, Nathan?
Recommend battery 84% charged. What? Battery? Oh, that's right. There's a phone with this.
Yeah. I was about to ask you.
Alright, so we got our PMIC reball with lead now.
Say there's no batteries in
iPhone 6. Nathan, check the Stockholm chip right next to Mason. It's the one that has like, I think it says AMC on it or something like that. Stockholm has a VCC main line under it. If you get that hot and you don't clear the underfill around it, it can cause the chip to offset and cause a bridge under it.
Hey, Chris. How
What?
far would this go?
They said it wouldn't turn on.
It'd probably do this threw out an outlet, you know, a breaker.
Yeah, and it probably just turned it back on. Would have fixed that.
$45. No.
Yeah, it came in for Touch IC.
I had to pick it up and move it around.
I had to write
You
stuff
said
and
that
put things in the
it
computer.
came in, he wanted a screen replacement, and you all told him that replacing the screen still wouldn't fix the issue. And he said he would come back, and then you said he came back, had removed the screen himself, and then after that the screen would no longer turn on, it would just turn on with a backlight. Alright, so PMIC is on. Okay, so Anthony, when I pulled that out, it looks like he attempted to do Touch IC himself and he broke the board in half. Like where the standoff screw is for the top left corner of the LCD cover, there is a clear crack all the way through the board where it's in two pieces. So if he wants data off of it, that's all I'm going to offer. It doesn't boot up right now. It gets a backlight, but that's it. It doesn't boot though. It won't go into DFU mode, it won't go into recovery mode, and it won't boot. I'll show you on another board. So where his is broken, on the 6 Plus, there's a standoff screw right here. His is broken completely in half right here. Like there's a solid break between the two boards here. It looks like he tried to take the board out without removing all the screws and just snapped it in half. You can tell he took it apart because the cables aren't in the right spot, and the standoff screw that has the little antenna piece that goes over it, he's got that trapped under the board where it's supposed to be on top of the board. Like the one that goes here on the 6 Plus, he's got it under the board and the whole board's lifted up. So I guess ask him what he wants to do. Okay. We're going to work on those iPads hopefully tomorrow.
What iPads?
The ones Anthony sent in. And we'll probably have the... Those for Anthony too?
Huh?
These Anthony? Yeah. We got the screens too to do.
Swear to God, there's no power. Swear to God.
What?
Swear to God, no power.
Oh, no power. No power, bro. Alright, so let's see if this thing will boot now. Let's turn DC power supply. Decided it was going to work today, so we got that on. It's been very temperamental the last few weeks. It didn't want to turn on. So. Alright, so we're still seeing a slight draw on power, but we're just looking for data here. We got about a 30 milliamp draw, which is about 10 milliamps higher than what it should be. Let's see what it does when we prompt a boot. Let's see, it's hanging. It's not booting. Oh, there it goes. It's booting up. Alright, so we're going to disconnect the power while it's trying to boot, because we don't want it to boot up. We want to get random 6S. We want to get a screen so we can try to get data off this thing. And we're also going to need a charging port hooked up here. Guess it would help if we had this other camera up. It's like, fuck it, I ain't focusing today. This is a charge port that I accidentally ripped in half. But it still actually charges and the data works on it. We've gotten many of data off this with this port. If I can get it to plug in, I'll be happy. Oh, it's a 6. Is it 6S? Oh, it's 6S. No wonder it won't plug in. Duh. Where's my 6? iPhone 6. There you are.
Hey, this is Mike at BGA. I was calling about a.
Alright, let me go grab a screen.
A iPhone that was dropped off. Okay, just let me know that both of them are ready to be picked up. Okay. Yep, we're open until 7. No problem. Bye.
Did you do anything for that, or is it just work?
Just work. They should have tried it on a different outlet before they brought it in.
The just work charge.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's $45, right?
I had to pick it up.
I had to do paperwork.
Well, I had to pick it up. Oh, it hurts so bad picking it up. It's so heavy.
And you're not even finished because you have to pick it up again.
No, staying where it's at. It's too heavy.
Alright, so let's plug this in. And we're going to see if we get an Apple logo. We do, but there's no backlight.
Cigarette, and then
So let's check out what's going on with the
whenever
backlight.
I quote fix this PS4, I'm going to take a video of the controlling it and working on it.
Okay. I agree. I agree with that assessment.
I'm going to start doing that too.
Well, he said it would work sometimes, and then it stopped again, and then he said it was
After my controller
freaking out, giving him errors.
We'll see. We'll find out. It wasn't.
All right, so let's look at the backlight section here. Looks like somebody's been over here fucking around. Got a little solder ball there. So I don't know. Let's check and see if maybe the filter's fucked. It looks like it is, yeah. There's corrosion over here where the filter is supposed to be connected. And as you can see, I'm going to zoom in on that so you all can see it. So there's our filter. As you can see, the pads for it don't look very good, and if we come over here and nudge it, it's a little floppy. Oh, there it goes. Comes off. So our filter was not connected, which makes sense why we don't have backlight. So hopefully we have enough pad. The nice loose tooth filter. Yes, they are the best. So let's clean up here. Hopefully we can save some pads so we don't have to make a jumper. Actually, we might have to. If you look at the pads on the connector there, they seem to be gone. So we might have to make a jumper there. Let me get this around in that area I can work with here. Pads are still intact. That's good. The only drawback to working with the tweezers is when you have them open and you don't know where the other end is because it's out of your scope view, it becomes a hazard. It's a working hazard the entire time. Alright, so in most situations probably just run a jumper wire here because we're not too worried about it, but I don't want to cause any issues, especially since there's water damage here and we don't know what kind of voltage spikes we might have. So I'm going to put a filter back there just to be safe for now. We may have to make a jumper wire. I'm not sure. If you look at the input pad there, it looks kind of sketch. Could be good, could be bad. Pads might be okay on the actual FPC though. Yeah, the hot tweezers when they're open, they become a nightmare. So we're just going to touch up these two pads here. Alright, those look good now. They don't look all dark and corroded. Alright, so let's put ourselves a filter back on. Filters are cheap. If you buy these filters on DigiKey, they cost like, I think it's like 4 cents or 3 cents a piece. They're really cheap. The diodes too are very cheap. I think they're like 6 cents a piece on DigiKey if you get a bunch of the diodes. So for parts like that, I would almost recommend going out into the market and finding them yourself and get a better angle with this. Now for chips and stuff that are specific to the iPhone, I do recommend, if you're stateside, Jason Gone at Micro Soldering Supply has a lot of good stuff. He does pretty good quality checks too. From what I can tell, he's very stickler on parts as far as things fitting correctly. Micah said he really likes testicles.
Very testicular about things. He's very testicular.
Micah's very testicular about it. Alright, so we're going to do a test.
You said a minute ago you want me to order something. You never told me what.
I find the iPhone 7 Plus battery and iPhone 7 Plus front camera flicks.
Alright, so we have continuity all the way through now, so that's good. That means we should have backlight. That's the only way to be. Beats customers being a nervous wreck ordering from China. I order stuff from China too. I have noticed lately that since Mason chips have been kind of scarce in the Chinese market, the price on them has doubled.
They've been covered in scat.
They have been covered in scat. Scat man do.
Oh, Mary Poppins, y'all.
And it also bothers me because you know that usually when that happens, you're gonna have bottom of the barrel kind of stuff you're getting in. He's Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh, Mary Poppins, y'all.
Alright, so I'm still not getting... I had an Apple logo earlier, but now I have... There it goes. I was gonna say I had an Apple image earlier, but now we have it. Alright, so... we got Apple logo. Let's see if it boots up. Huh?
Of the 7 Plus front camera.
Order a few.
Or
Also order...
14, 50.
Yeah. Order like 2 of them and order a couple iPhone 7 also.
Power on.
Please boot, phone. Please boot. Don't boot loop. Boot up. Boot up, not boot loop. The amperage over here looks a little
Well.
odd. Oh, there it goes. We got a half backlight. And no touch. No! I'm gonna guess that Cumulus is probably bad based on how it looked. We have an image but no touch. So we need to investigate that now. So we probably have a Cumulus issue. Oh yeah, I saw that. The repair shops could hack your phone. So fucking stupid.
Where did they hear this at?
It was an article that somebody wrote. Oh, I see why we have half backlight. Does anybody see why we have half backlight? Maybe this guy right here that looks like dog shit. I believe that's one of our cat filters. Let's see, is this one tight? This line doesn't look the greatest either, but... cat line's not overly needed. So let's go ahead and pull Cumulus I'm gonna test around Cumulus and real quick and see if there's any shorted caps.
Come on. I don't know what he's talking about.
Sure, controller hook up to it?
No, yeah, I had it's doing the hard drive check because I had a cold booted.
Oh, okay. What's it doing?
I'll just randomly reset. It might have just been, it might have been because of the hard drive check.
Probably. After it finishes the check.
Yeah, it was.
Reboot. Alright, so let's get Cumulus out of here. One thing I do want to do before I go and start messing around these chips, I want to get this underfill out beside the Mason chip because it can cause issues. Alright, so I'm putting upward pressure on Cumulus now. I want to get it off as soon as it's ready. Because the less heat we have to put on here, the better.
My cable.
Okay. Cumulus is off. Knocked one of our filters off there. It's alright though, we can put that back on. Actually, we don't even need it, to be honest. We're doing data here, so. I always find myself when I'm doing data recovery, I get caught up in the fact that I'm trying to make the board work again. And I don't need to. Alright, so I don't see anything overly wrong under here. We'll go ahead and replace Cumulus and Mason. So that we know that these are new. And we can eliminate that possibility.
Working.
Your controller's working with it too?
Yeah, look at this. Oh, effortless.
Keep using it. Does it have a game in it? Okay, so we got Cumulus off. We'll go ahead and throw that in the trash can. Was it Batman? Alright, play Batman for a while. My guy has a hard job. He has to play Batman while he's at work.
Play Batman. Starting Batman Arkham Asylums.
Man, we nudged one of the filters. Get off my hand there. Or one of the caps. Not a filter. Hot, hot, hot. Alright, it's back in place. Burn the shit out of my finger. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put some flux down and clean up the Mason pads here. And then we'll go ahead
How much
and
did you quote them?
reball and put on 2 new chips. What?
How much did you quote for the battery?
What did you quote him total, Micah?
110.
For just the battery and the
Battery.
and the camera?
And water damage.
Okay. He's not gonna worry about the screen.
He said he's willing to look at this other one first before he decides on the screen.
Okay. Take video using the controller.
Take a video.
Yeah, working with your controller.
Oh.
Make sure that you fully test that. Play the crap out of it. Play the crap out of that game, Micah.
Battery level's low. Shit, I gotta turn my battery on.
Just plug it into an external USB or something. POS MacBook screens? Yes, we did.
Can I charge
We're gonna work
it
on
that
those
way?
tomorrow also. Yeah, you can charge it that way.
Okay.
What are y'all talking about? Don't currently have one issue, but I know I'll say, yeah, thanks for responses. The switching IC that handles power between the battery. Oh, you are talking about laptops. Okay. Alright. So we got both chips off there. Let's go ahead and grab a new Cumulus and Mason. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and clean Mason off because I believe these are lead-free reballs. And we're also going to clean Cumulus off because they're also lead-free. And we're going to put some leaded goodness down because we prefer leaded balls. Hot peppers, man, gonna kill me, bro. Hot peppers.
You just do it based on the price that we pay for it.
Yes.
There's $17.
Paul, you don't have to give me anything, buddy. I appreciate it. Paul, did y'all have a chance to see the eclipse? Or are you in a hemisphere that it's not very viewable? It's pretty cool. I remember the partial Reapers, Ghosts, and Devil's Tongues. I got a good friend that really likes hot food, so why the ICs from China don't come with leaded or come with lead free? Probably there's some type of shipping rule against it. I would guess. I'd say there's probably some rule as to how much lead you can be transporting through customs. I could be wrong, but I would guess that's probably what it is. Alright, so let's get our lead paste in here. Extra dry, just how she likes it. Anthony, he's that way. Sorry about that. You have to pester him if you want any information. I have to, and I know him personally. We've got about I think he says like $1,100 in screens to refurb, and then I told him it was fine, and now I'm having to bug him to get them.
Who said?
Yeah.
I don't even think he's paid me yet for a day. He said he'd PayPal me.
You have
He
to
doesn't.
bug this shit out about that too.
No, working all day, just finished.
Fancy, how may I help you?
Well, hopefully we'll be done here soon. This may be the only one we can do. I've got multiple ones we can do. I know.
It was the camcorder?
It's good.
Let me find
I feel
out.
like a
If you're having luck with the camcorder, is it going to be a no-go on it? Or?
Unless he can get it to turn on again, I don't know what's happened to it. Like, literally, I just plugged it in and let it charge overnight, now it will not turn on.
He plugged it in to let it charge overnight, and now it won't even come on.
I mean, he knew that. We already told him that.
So unless he can get it on again, then probably he doesn't know if he can get it working.
Okay, Anthony, it's fair enough.
No.
I don't understand the way he is. He can make plenty of business, but he doesn't show any effort to do so sometimes. I try to direct business to him, but I don't know if that's the best thing anymore or not.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He said it was charging, the night before, and then came back in and they just won't need power on. Okay. All right. No problem, sir. Bye.
He's gonna come get it.
Yeah, he's gonna come get it.
I need to pack it up. Can you pack that up, Ashley?
Where is it?
on the floor over there.
I see. Oh, I was like, I see the cake. This is his charger thing, right?
Yep.
Hey, look at those graphs.
Look at those graphics.
Oh, it's one.
Let Micah sit in the back like Eeyore all day and work on screen refurbs. No, originally I was hoping that he would kind of do a lot of refurbishing stuff because we were gonna work out something to work with him, but
He was at first.
yeah, I mean he just kind of gave up
Then
on
we
it.
had to
I
order.
didn't give up on it.
Not you.
Not you, you
Oh,
retard.
Who?
Seth.
Oh, Seth. Oh, Seth. I didn't even. Does he still have the microscope out there?
Yeah,
I didn't even see one right
it's over in the left-hand corner.
Huh?
It's over on the left-hand side.
Oh, I didn't really pay that much attention, I guess.
Where's Tracy's phone
Tracy's
Oh, no,
phone
this
has
Okay.
got it going on. Tracy's phone has got it going
at?
on.
She's gonna come over tomorrow.
Tracy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for
He
me.
said something about needing rubber buttons or something.
What?
What?
Rubber buttons. Something about buttons.
Rubber baby bumper?
Rubber baby bumper.
What is he? What's he doing with it?
Why do they need rubber buttons?
What the hell is he
Couldn't
talking-
see how many help you.
What are you doing with your life?
Where's all this shit
Hey,
go?
how's it going?
Does the charger go in with the camera?
Yeah, I got to see it for a little bit. Yeah.
There we go.
Did you get to see it?
It's beautiful.
Get you some glasses. I looked at it through my phone and took a couple photos, but they just look like a regular sun. Oh
And
no,
now-
yeah,
now
it
you're
went dark.
blind.
Yeah, it went dark here.
Now we're blind.
Just like
Hey, Chris.
Okay, anything. Just let me know.
You got too much going on tomorrow morning. It's Patrick wanting to know if he can bring in 2 phones.
No, I can get to him.
How many? Oh, he's got 10.
10.
Bring it on, Patrick.
He said bring it on. So, okay. Yep. Alright, see you, man. Alright, bye.
Alright, so we got Cumulus reballed, we got Mason reballed.
You don't understand that I'm deaf.
That's true. Micah is deaf.
I was born deaf, Chris.
I know, I can tell. That's why you keep saying what to me.
What?
What? What?
What?
What?
God.
What?
Hello.
Talking about my buddy,
PNC, I mean, okay.
Paul. He, does refurbishing.
What was it again? Yeah, it depends on the carrier and what type of phone and everything.
Alright, let's put
T-Mobile
some...
iPhone 7 Plus.
Is it blacklisted or clean
Is
time?
is
Yeah.
it blacklisted or is it clean? Is it paid off?
I'm gonna go get my blood taken tomorrow.
It's clean, but it isn't paid
I was
off.
wondering for my
It's not clean then.
shot.
It's not clean. Then it has to be paid off to be clean.
It's most likely going to be a premium unlock. We'll have to look it up. It's usually about $100 and something. iPhone 7.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's not paid off, then most likely won't go through.
Unless we do a premium unlock.
Oh, well, they took it to walk and talk, and they've had it for a month.
Some of those take 30 days. Did they say it got denied?
So some of them can take a long time. It just just depends on what service they went through and everything like that.
What's up, Handy?
It can if they go through a premium service, but usually that costs a whole bunch. Did they say it was going to be pretty costly or?
Okay, touch ICs are on.
Yeah.
Night, Johnny.
Like I said, if
Johnny's going to bed.
if it's done through a premium service, then yeah, it can be done. But usually that it's pretty costly to do that.
And usually they won't work in the U.S. anymore.
And usually it won't work in the end. You know, they'll just say they can't do it and then refund the money and then that's it.
Most blacklisted stuff won't work in the U.S. anyway. It only work international.
Not a problem. Bye.
From my understanding, all the carriers are now kind of sharing their blacklist information. So even when you get it unlocked on one carrier, it seems like they're blocking them on others. Which sucks. The phones are useless. Alright, let's see if it boots up. Let's see if we have touch. The misinformation of Lauren Hill.
Burn, Joker, burn.
Let's see if we get a boot icon still, or if we've screwed it somehow. There's an Apple logo with no backlight. Why don't we have backlight again? Did we burn out our backlight coil or something? Alright, so let's redo this. I'd like to have backlight. It makes it a lot easier. We had it just a second ago, so I suspect it should work.
Can I not skip this? Do I have to keep doing this?
Okay, so I don't have continuity right now. Looks like the filter is not stuck down well. Yeah, it's lifted on one side. So I need to resolder that. Can't be having that. Shitty solder job by me there. Can't tell if it's taking solder or not. It almost looks like it's still making a dry joint. Let's see if we have continuity now. We have continuity now, so we should have backlight. Okay, I'll check it out. Anthony said he sent a text message. Who has a business phone?
Mike.
It's all the way over here. I want to respond to a crude response.
It's crude language. There we go. Backlight's back.
Things about his mama and such.
Things about his mom and such.
Attached. Image. Open. Call. BNC, how may I help you? Uh-huh.
I'm still on the fence about this repair shop.
Pull the data off of it? Maybe. Hold on just a minute. On the camcorder, would it be possible to get any of the data off of it?
I can tear into it, I guess. I have to do it tomorrow.
We'd have to tear into it. He's pretty booked up today. He can start on it tomorrow, possibly. Yeah, I gotcha.
Say sweet things.
Get the data off of it. Okay. Alright.
Still no touch.
You didn't save it to it.
Try to press
We'll
on
have
the
to- we'll
board.
have to see what kind of memory chips on it. Some memory chips we can read the chips themselves, and others, you know, we just have to get creative with it to see if there's a way we can read the data on. Okay. Okay. We'll do our best. Okay.
Let's see if TriStar's working. Yeah, TriStar's working. Let's see if we can get any touch reaction out of this. I'm gonna have to measure the voltage lines here and see what's missing. So we're gonna have to plug and unplug this a couple times. Okay, so let's see.
Look at these degenerate fucks.
Okay, so I'm not getting voltage there. Let me see where the grape line is. I think we might be missing a grape voltage. So we're gonna have to pull up ZXW. What's up, Teddy? What's up, DNM? Alright, that didn't open that time. What's up, Hamdit? Alright, so iPhone 6. Let's see, which one of you is the great voltage? Okay, so it's the bottom one. I was checking that one and I was getting nothing. I think I just turned the power off to it. Yep, reset the power to it there. But this does give me a good time to check these while this is booting up. I'm getting no 5V1 great voltage. So let's go ahead and disconnect power. We need to test that line for shorts. We know that Chestnut is making the other voltage for the LCD. We got no short on the line. Let me see what diode mode reading gives me. Diode reading looks normal, 0.3. Alright, so what's the problem here, Chestnut? Let's look under you and see what you look like. Just because Chestnut's working doesn't mean it's outputting like it should. Although it does look perfectly fine. These are the ones that scare me, so when they're not outputting voltage off the touch chips, the touch has very little external that turns it on or turns it off. We could have no voltage possibly coming back from the screen on the 5V7 Mason line. There's a Mason voltage line that comes off of the LCD panel, or the LCD connector, I believe. Make sure before I make myself look like an ass. But I'm fairly confident there is. It's a Sage line. LCD high, LCD negative. LCM to Chestnut, LCM AC reset, B-Sync. We do need to probably check the B-Sync line. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's off the actual touch connector? I didn't think it was, though. You see on the back of the phone, that'll tell me where it comes from. 5V7 Sage Okay, here it is. Okay, so it's... Huh. So it feeds off of the... Well, no. Huh. So it's the same voltage that feeds the panel power. It's the same voltage line, so that has to be present. Let's see here. It comes in on this right here. Yep, reading there is normal. Let's check the LCD connector, the B-Sync line. Make sure that all of those are reading normally. Well, let's check out our connector and make sure it looks okay. Looks fine. So the problem here is it's going to come down to what enables what. How's Mesa? Mesa looks fine. It's underfilled. I got some corrosion over here though. Let me see if those are... I know on the 6S their home button has ties in to the touch options. That is the Mesa line right there that's fucked up. But I wouldn't think the home button would cause anything. On the on the 6S, the touch flex for the home button is tied directly into touch for the screen, so you can have issues there. But I don't think that's true on the 6, but we'll go ahead and clean this up and make sure. The Mesa is missing the pin or the pad altogether. It's soldered to what pad is left, but doesn't do us much good. Okay. So let's go ahead and tin this up a little. We should be able to run a short jumper here. I feel like as much as I know about touch, I also feel like I don't know that much about it. Like, I've never learned how the touch itself is enabled on the phone. Like, what is required to tell it to actually have touch function. I know if you're missing power rails, that's an obvious, but what tells those power rails to be present, etc. Like what the exact process is, like which voltage should be there first, which second. Like I kind of know how the LCD works, like what needs to be present But I've never learned what needs to be present for touch function for it to even consider working. Like which ones are secondary lines and which ones are primary lines.
I think I have to go pee first. See you at the house.
Okay.
You
Love ya.
wanna cook something?
Yeah, what do you want to make? Magic happens? Paul's probably correct. Magic's always the answer.
Magic.
I think he said the controller stopped a lot when he was playing Netflix, so I don't know what that would.
No. That might be a problem with Netflix. Mine does that too, on my Xbox.
What happens?
Like the controller will just it'll lock up for a little bit.
We'll try that out too, but keep playing that.
Okay.
Play that game, sir. You play that. 1v8 and 5v7 have to be present. If they weren't, the screen wouldn't turn on. Because the 5v7 that feeds Mason goes to the LCD also. So if LCD has power, Mason has to have power. 1v8 has to be present or we wouldn't have image. Because if 1v8's missing, you'll get nothing on the screen, or you'll get random lines or random blocks and shit on the screen. Alright, so let's try this again and see. I don't think this did anything, but just to check it out and see what happens. We'll see if we have touch. It did boot up faster there. As soon as I plugged it in, it booted. Before we were having to wait a second, so maybe there was something up with it. Maybe a data line or something they were tied to was fucked up. Let's see, where does this go? That's an AP line that was corroded also. Still no touch. Nada, nada, nada. Alright, so I'm going to pull the power, and then I'm going to let this reboot, and we're going to probe some power points to see what's going on. So it's booting up now, and I want to measure the 5v7 line coming in. It's there, 5.62. We still have no grade voltage. No boost voltage there. No. Sorry. Okay. We do have full backlight now. Still no touch though. Yeah, that's fine. Love you. Alright, so we're gonna have to do some investigation into how the touch works. I'm gonna go grab another screen just to make sure we're not getting trolled here. What's up, Rico? Rico!
Where is she?
doing, Kenna? Hanging out, Kenna? What are you hanging out? Could you make a video on how to use DC power supply, differences between CC mode, CV mode, OVP? Yes, I can. I can do that. I can give you a brief overview of it right now too if you'd like, but I can make a video. CV is current. So you've got CV, CC, and OVP. So CV is current voltage. Your voltage is being limited by the CV, which is the CV section is supposed to be a current voltage section. Let's see, we can tell real quick. Let's just short this out. Okay, yeah. So CV is the voltage limit. So when you set your CV voltage threshold, that's the highest the voltage is allowed to go. When that light is on, it means that the voltage is reaching the maximum amount that you're allowing, and it's limiting it there. Okay, constant voltage. Makes sense. And then when it hits the CV point, CV is the voltage, or the CC, excuse me, is the current limiting, which is your amperage. When it hits that, that maxes the amperage that you allow. And depending on which one it hits first is which light you'll get. OVP should be your over voltage protection. Alright, so it's booting up. Let's see if we get touch with this screen. And the OCP is over current protection. Wait for this to turn on so we can see if it has touch or not. I hope it does, but if not, we'll know. Still no touch. We have a full lit screen now with no touch. So we definitely have a board problem. I'm going to go ahead and mess with Cumulus since Cumulus is not getting power. I don't think that it's a short though. I'm wondering if maybe Chestnut's fucked somehow, but I wouldn't think it is. I'm going to just try to reflow Cumulus real quick and just tap it to make sure that it is seated properly. Because my concern is maybe it's not seated down well enough. Okay, little nudge. You got a bigger power supply than I do? Well, that's good. I have a power supply that gets the job done. It's not always who's got the bigger one, Rico. David, rebooting issues can be a nightmare. The size is not important. Very true, very true. We have the efficient one. It does just enough what we need it to do. Alright, so let's quality, not size, yeah. Let's flip this over and see if that reflow did anything for our grape voltage, to see if it's maybe present now. Still nothing. Still nothing. So we're not gonna have touch again. So it's pointless to leave this on. Go ahead and disconnect that. Ooh, don't damage the screen. Don't damage the screen. Alright, so there's two possibilities. Well, there's three possibilities here. Either Cumulus is bad, Chestnut's bad, which there's no corrosion signs around it, but I guess it's possible that it could still be bad. Or we're not getting a signal to something to tell whatever else to turn on. So I'm going to check out the schematic now. Inject 5V7. I could inject 5V1. I haven't had much luck with injecting voltages on the touch stuff though. But I can inject the 5V1 line there. It's gonna be fun to attach a wire to it. Test point, let me see. I don't think there is. No, there's no test points for it. It goes directly from directly from Chestnut over to where it's supposed to go. But we'll solder a wire to it and we'll inject some voltage and see what happens. If it works, that'd be awesome. But I've had a board before like this that near Chestnut, a tiny one. This is a 5V1 line, it's not a 5V7. The only test point that I see might be possible is the one right next to the capacitor, which is right there. That's the test point. It doesn't offer me much option there. No more better option than soldering here. Fan on that PS4 is roaring. Here, Micah?
What?
So the fan on that PS4 is roaring.
It'll be alright.
Sounds like Chicago.
Go. I had it open, it wasn't dirty or nothing. This is really fucking hot in this room right now, Chris.
Alright, so let's go ahead and tin that up a little bit. Yeah, Micah replaces thermal paste. We do on everything we do, computers especially.
What is it?
Thermal paste.
Yeah.
We always replace it. No sense in having to take it back apart for it. Alright, let's make sure we haven't created a short. We're good. Let's make sure that this isn't touching anything below it. It's not. Alright, so let's go over here and tin up our wire. Okay, we've tinned our wire. Let's go ahead and hook up our leads. We'll set our voltage to 5.1 volts. We'll limit it probably to 1 amp. I don't think we'll need more than that. Okay, 5.1 it is. we'll have to grab a battery to boot up the phone with, which we should have. Okay, so we'll set our lead there, hook up our ground, grab my battery here, see if I can hook this up without having to flip it over. Actually, I need to go ahead and flip it anyway. I gotta hook up the LCD, so I'll disconnect my leads here. Okay, we got everything hooked up. Let's hook up our power for our touch and see if we actually get touch. I don't think we will, but here's hoping we do. Okay, we have an image on the screen. Come on, touch. Please work. If the signals are there, but Chestnut's not working, this should work. If it's not, it's probably going to be a signal problem or the chip itself. If we inject the voltage and it still doesn't work, then there's something else going on. Nope, still no touch. Alright, so I want to test the voltages here to make sure everything looks correct. So we're going to unplug and replug. We have way too high voltage. Why is it so high now? So now that voltage, instead of being 5.1, which is what it's set to, is now 5.9 for some reason. My DC power supply doesn't overvolt very often. Not that I've ever seen. What's it reading? Yeah, with the lead disconnected, it puts out 5.1. When I hook it up to the phone, it puts out, well, now it's putting out 5.1. I wonder if Chestnut's actually boosting it up now. No, 5.3 volts. Still no touch. We're not getting, Chestnut's not doing any internal boosting though. So we still have a problem. I'm gonna try replacing Chestnut again. So Chestnut has an internal like filtering system or boosting system. Well, not even really a boost, it's more of a filtering system, but it should have about 1.4 volts on the caps next to it, and right now we currently have 0. So we're kind of narrowing this down. It's either going to be a chip problem or it's going to be a signal issue, telling Chestnut, or not Chestnut, telling Cumulus to turn on. Which I've run into this before, and I couldn't figure it out before. I replaced every signal IC, I replaced the main chip several times, and I couldn't get it figured out. But we'll keep on keeping on. Okay, so let's start off by doing the easy stuff. We're going to replace Cumulus again, because that's far easier than tracking down signaling issues. might have to put Cumulus on without reballing it. Maybe it got sensitive to heat or something. Reball looks good. No dry pads there, so that's good at least. We know it was sitting down properly. Common symptoms of Cumulus are no touch at all, so it wouldn't be unquestionable if that Cumulus chip wasn't bad. Wanted to make sure those capacitors were tacked down properly. That one looked a little sketchy. Alright, so we'll grab another Cumulus. We'll flip it off to the side there where we can't find it. Okay. Put down some flux. We'll put our coin back over PMIC, protecting more of the CPU than we are the PMIC there, but there it goes. It finally started to pull itself over. Alright, let's see. Let me see if Cumulus is level or not. Looks good. I don't know if it's even or not. It looks a little crooked there at the top. We'll take a look. We can tell by the gap on the PMIC if it is or not. Yeah, it's not level up at the top, so we're going to need to redo that. So I'm going to place a little more flux around it. Alright, it's sprung back that time. iPhone 6 is probably one of the harder phones to mess with the touch ICs on, just because of how close they are in proximity. The iPhone 5 is probably the worst, being that the touch ICs sit directly next to the CPU and are underfilled, which makes it even worse. But I've never liked doing the 6s. The 6 Plus are fine, but the 6 always bother me. I'm always worried about the other side of the board. Let's see how we look over here. Looks fine. Alright, let's see.
Oh, that guy's eyeballing those displays.
Yep. Let's see if we get touch. So we got our battery and everything hooked up now. Plug in our power. Let's wait till we have display. Alright, so it's not booting up. We may have shorted out the, yeah, we definitely hit the chip over here, which has a VCC main line under it for the NFC IC. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. I should have taken it off anyway. Go ahead and drop the NFC shit out. Oh, it had corrosion under it anyway. Surprised we didn't have an amp draw. So it looks like dog shit right there on the VCC main line. So that amount of heat near there could have possibly caused the short VCC main. And you don't get boot when VCC main is shorted. Okay. So that's all cleaned up. Let's retest here and see if it'll boot up. Let's see, will it boot? Alright, so we're getting no boot now. Let's see what's going on. We'll hook up our DC power supply here. Set it back to 4.1 or 4.2 volts. At 2 amps. Okay. Let's see if it's still booting or if we just have screen issues now. Oh, it's booting.
What's this machine here?
Huh?
What is this guy?
It's just a display.
Oh. Oh, it's like a 3D display.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
These cups out. Oh, the cups.
The Zippo thing, are we really looking through an LCD display into a box?
Yeah. I
So-
don't think that one's projected, is it? Or is
Which
it-
one? The white box?
The white box.
Yeah, it's just the LCD display.
Yeah, it's an LCD.
Transparent?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that. That's cool. I was just telling Michael, you know, like in Avatar when those guys are sitting there, they got those displays that are transparent.
Oh, yeah.
You'll never see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's stupid. The whole idea of a transparent display is dumb. 3D is different, you know, in space, like in Paycheck. But
Yeah.
that, and who wants to see through a display and have it, something's behind it that's bright and so forth. Cool
Well,
store, guys.
What game you playing?
huh?
What game you playing?
Oh, you.
I was playing Arkham. Which one was it? Arkham Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds?
No.
PlayerUnknown's
thinking about it.
Battlegrounds?
No, I
No.
never played it.
Oh, just get into it.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
I've seen that.
What the hell did I do with my charger? I just took it off. My charge flex. I just took it off. I don't know where it is now. It's probably on the floor. I'm probably running it over. It disappeared.
Chris, I want to say this is good.
Try playing Netflix to see what it does.
They won't let me. I'd have to sign in my own.
Does he not have his on there?
No.
Then how the fuck does he watch Netflix?
I don't know. Watch Netflix. Watch TV, shows, and movies anytime, anywhere. Start free month or sign in.
I think I'm going crazy. Oh, here it is. It's on the other one.
The person who owns this is going crazy.
It's on the other cable. No wonder it wouldn't boot up, guys. God, I'm stupid. I had it plugged into the wrong cable. I was like, why is this not booting up? Because it ain't got no prompt to boot, Micah. Duh.
No!
OBS has crashed. Cool. Keep it going, OBS. While you're crashed, just keep streaming. I bet it boots up now. Yep. It boots up when you give it power, right? Alright, let's see. Do we have voltage on? Oh, we got voltage on it now. We gonna have touch, boys. Yeah, we are.
No.
We have great voltage now.
No.
Hopefully that means touch. It should. So let's go to here. Come on, touch. It was actually 5.4 volts or something like that. Now watch, it won't boot up. There we go. Come on. No, we still don't have touch. Why don't we have touch? We should have touch now. We had the voltages for it. Let's switch back. Let's unplug. I fucking missed plugging it in. Yeah, we have. Well, we did. Now we have 0.2 volts. Did I just short out the fucking chestnut chip? May have. I slipped off there. I might have bridged chestnut to ground there. May have burnt chestnut up. I was still getting voltage though on the grape line though, which means we should have touch function. I may just reball another one with lead, because I know with the lead ones I can reflow it properly and actually get the fucking chip down where it needs to be. The lead free, it just really bothers me. If I could plug this battery in upside down, I'd be a king. There we go. I think I might have fucked chestnut. Let's see. If it boots up, I did. Yeah, I fucked chestnut. Alright, so I gotta replace chestnut now. Because chestnut is most likely burnt internally. Let's see. Doesn't look bad, but based on the fact that I have no image now, tells me that it is bad. because I shorted the grape line to ground. Yeah, grape line's now shorted dead to ground. How to do that? My probe slipped off. So when I was metering right here, it slipped off and touched that. So now we have a dead short on grape line. Let's see. We'll go ahead and pull pull chestnut. I would guess chestnut's probably just internally shorted. Which sucks because I have to order chestnuts because I think I'm out actually. If it is chestnut, we're just gonna call it today. We got our voltage back. I feel like maybe I don't have the chip properly settled, so that's why I still don't have touch. So I'm gonna do that next. Okay, let's see if our short still remains or if it's cumulus. Nope, short's gone now. Let's check again. Yeah, short's gone. So we fucked chestnut internally. Oh, chestnut got fucked up. Let me see if I can find one on the board to pull. I've scavenged quite a few of them. This should have one here. This is iPhone 6. We've scavenged a few things off of this already. Okay, let's grab our chestnut chip off of here. If we do a clean pull, we should be able to just transfer directly to a new board because the balling should be almost identical. Looks good. Ball size looks pretty consistent. Chestnut A1 is here. We're going to hold that in place while it heats up. Just a second. Put a coin down. Okay. It reflowed into place. My ball size is inconsistent. Okay, looks good under there. Looks pretty level. Let's see if we have any shorts now. Okay, so anybody shorted? No short there. Check VCC main. No short there. Let's check the 5B7 rail. It should be right in here. No shorts. 1V8, no shorts. Alright. Let's see if we have image back now. Fingers crossed we do. Yep, we have image back now. Let's see if we get touch. The Mantis ones are fucking ridiculous. They're nice, but goddamn, they're expensive. I don't think they have any type of like relatively good option for streaming though. Alright, Joshua, I'm about to head home too. Still no touch. So I'm gonna replace I'm gonna reball Cumulus and see if maybe my reball wasn't, or my chip placement wasn't good enough, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna go home. Because this one's gonna be more of a pain in the dick.
Anything else?
It's going to be a big pain, that's for sure. I was hoping to get this one done so I could get a few water damage boards to work on. I was hoping this one was going to be the quick one, but no. It's got to be a pain in the dick. Okay, Cumulus IC is off. Clean that up. It's horribly out of focus for you all. Sorry about that. Alright, now let's do our Cumulus reball. Okay, I'll turn my airspeed down on my hot air station. Hopefully keep the free ball a little in check here. Okay. Q-Tech, what'd you have to do? Because this one is no bueno. Okay, I'm going to put a little flux down to shape these up, and then we'll place it on the board. Okay. Rico, the 3D stencils are pretty nice. I have to say that I was a little skeptical at first, but they've been really good. I've liked them. I haven't had any problem out of them. They do still tend to warp a little bit depending on the size of the chip that you're working on, but they do hold the chip in place pretty well. Not much issues with that, so. Okay. Now Touch ID doesn't work. That's how it always is, man. You get one thing solved and then something else will stop working. I feel like the more time you spend on the board working on it, the more problems that arrive after time. That's why I really like to try to get things like done and finished quickly, because I feel like the more heat and stuff that we put into these boards, the more problems you'll start to see, especially with liquid damage stuff. Liquid damage stuff just tends to progressively get worse. Alright, we got Apple logo again. We'll see if we get touch. If not, I'm going home. We'll come back to this tomorrow. I'll probably do an earlier stream tomorrow too. Reball with the 3D stencil on the CPU. I could see it definitely helping on the CPU as far as like not letting it shift out of place. Okay. That didn't make any sense. Let's power it off. Let's power it back on. That was weird. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. It's almost 7:30 here. That one turned on and then immediately turned off, so. Fucking damn it. What is it doing now? See, now it's doing some weird shit. The computer sees it, but I don't know what the fuck it's doing. What are you doing, phone? That's what I'm talking about. Like, the more you fuck with these things, the worse it gets. Now it's just randomly, like, fucking turning itself off. His iPhone is in recovery mode now. Let's look around the CPU, make sure I didn't fuck anything over there. I don't think I did, but we just need to check. No, it looks fine. No solder balls. But now the phone is putting itself in DFU mode. Let's see if it does it with the charger unplugged. Yep, did it with the charger unplugged too. Yeah, it's in DFU mode now. Ah, you piece of shit. Why are you in DFU mode now? You were just booting up. Try DC power supply. We can try that. If this doesn't make it boot, I'm done. I'm going home. I will come back to it tomorrow because it's starting to get frustrating. And when it gets frustrating, that's when things go downhill.
Don't get frustrated.
Yeah, it's 7:28 here. 29. Nope. It's actually booting up with DC power. Nope. Lied. Went into recovery mode again. Fuck. Alright, so this is gonna get put off till tomorrow. We're gonna end on another failure as always.
Failure.
I start to think that people probably think that's all I end up with.
That's all Chris does is fail.
Pretty much. It's back in DFU mode again. I don't know how it's going into DFU mode. We haven't heated anything that would cause that. Kenna. Hard time Kenna. We'll probably take Cumulus off tomorrow. Probably take Cumulus off tomorrow and see if it's causing it somehow. I don't think it is, but just to make sure. iTunes is opening. We'll press on the CPU and see.
With tweezers and shit for 280 shit.
Well, now it acts like it's booting up. We'll see. If we don't have touch, it's gonna really suck if it does boot up. Yeah, booted up. And we still don't have touch. Still no touch and it's booted up. Alright, fuck it. I'm going home. I'll come back to tomorrow. At least it's turning on again. Backlight is dim. No, the backlight's probably just dim because I don't have any type of light sensor hooked up, and it normally will do that when you reboot it. But anyway, we still don't have touch. I'll replace Mason again tomorrow and make sure, but Note 5 charger port 65.
65.
But anyway, I'm gonna call it that. We'll replace Mason tomorrow. I'll check over some more stuff. Yeah, seeing I pressed on the CPU to make sure to see if it would boot up. It could be CPU, I don't know. But the fact that I can press on it and get it to boot is fine with me. If it is CPU, it's CPU. But I don't think it is, because I don't think it would go into DFU mode if it was CPU. But maybe it is. Either way, don't care. I'll clamp it down if I have to get it to boot. But anyway, you all have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow. We'll pick this up in the morning, probably about 11 o'clock or 12. We got a few small things to do. Yeah, I know, Yassine. I'm trying to get data as soon as I can. But anyway, I will see you all tomorrow, and everybody have a good night. Later.